Good morning. Welcome to worship with the community of First Unitarian Church of Omaha. I'm Reverend Shari Woodbury. A special welcome to visitors. This congregation is a community of all ages and abilities. It's a community with a rainbow of gender and sexual identities. It's a community of diverse cultural and class backgrounds. We draw from many sources of inspiration and share common liberal religious values. Whoever you may be, we welcome you to bring your whole self into this space. Visitors are invited to fill out a visitor form. If you're here in the pews, it's a yellow form in the hymnal racks. If you're online, you'll find a link to an online form below the service description in YouTube. If you decide to fill that out, one of the things that will happen is you'll get on our email list if you check the box, which is about a once-a-week email, to learn more about what's going on in the congregation that you might want to take part in. You may have noticed flowers as you came in. If you hadn't seen ahead of time in the e-news, today is our day to carry on the Unitarian tradition of the flower ceremony, which goes back over a century. If you brought a flower or two, you can just hang on to them for now. If you forgot or didn't know about this service, we have some extras, and you're welcome to get one from the usher early. You can always get one later as well. If you're joining us online, I invite you to find a flower you can gaze upon during the service, whether it's from a houseplant, out your back door, or even an image on your device. And I want to mention also that we have these lovely flower coloring pages, which anyone of any age who is interested is welcome to grab one of those and some coloring materials from the back and color some flowers during the service. One announcement, newcomers are invited to visit the First Steps table during coffee hour. We hold a coffee hour every week in the common room, which is right below the sanctuary. First Steps is with our membership and administrative manager, Melissa Gibson, who will be at that table with handouts and ready to answer any questions that you might have. We affirm that our church occupies the traditional treaty lands of the Omaha and Otoe-Missouri tribal nations and express our respect as well to the Northern Ponca, Winnebago, and Santee Sioux tribes. We invite everyone to support local causes, charities, and rights of Indigenous peoples. And now welcome back for the summer to Judy Unger, our summer music coordinator. At this time, I invite forward Sierra Sanchez Soto to light the flaming chalice. We're glad to have Sierra back with us over the summer from college at UNL. Will you join me in the chalice lighting words? Spark of the Spirit, cupped in earth's embrace, light of love, alive in all creation. As we kindle this flame, we rekindle our connection to the sacred web of life. It is not by chance that you arrived here today. You have been looking for something larger than yourself. Inside of you, there is a yearning, a calling, a hope for more, a desire for a place of belonging and caring. Through your struggles, someone nurtured you into being, instilling a belief in a shared purpose, a common yet precious resource that belongs to all of us when we share. And so you began seeking a beloved community, a people that does not put fences around love, a community that holds its arms open to possibilities of love, a heart home to nourish your soul and share your gifts. Welcome home. Welcome to worship. It's now time to pass your flowers down the center aisle where children will collect them during the hymn. Kids who want to help collect can go to the back there and get a basket, and you'll just come down the aisle and pick up the flowers that people pass down. And once you passed along your flower, you can rise if that feels good in your body, and we're going to sing number 346, Come Sing a Song with Me. Christina and I invite forward all who are young or young at heart for a story for all ages.
Good morning. Can anyone guess what our story this morning is going to be about? Flowers, that's right. Okay.
The story is called The Best Flowers on the Prairie.
All right. As the warm days of summer arrived, all of the flowers on the Nebraska prairie wondered which flower would be the best.
The pale purple coneflower said, "We are the best because we bloom all summer long, and butterflies love us."
The black-eyed Susan said, "Oh no, we are the best because our bright yellow petals make the prairie shine."
The red cardinal flower said, "Don't be silly. We are the best because hummingbirds are drawn to our showy flowers and sweet nectar."
Each flower argued that they were the best. But whenever people came to visit the prairie, the flowers grew quiet. They stood as proudly as they could, hoping people would say that they were the best flower of all.
One day, a child walked through their backyard and out into the prairie with a basket.
The pale purple coneflowers fluttered their delicate petals so they would look their best.
The black-eyed Susans lifted their sunny faces to the sky so they would look their best.
And the cardinal flowers lifted their scarlet plumes high so they would look their best.
Each flower was certain the child would choose them as the best. But the child only smiled and said, "Look at all the beautiful flowers."
Uh-oh, do you think the child will pick a winner?
The child began gathering flowers into the basket. First, the child picked some pale purple coneflowers.
The coneflowers were sure they must be special because they were picked first.
But the black-eyed Susans laughed and said, "Ha ha, you were not pretty enough to stay on the prairie."
Next, the child picked some black-eyed Susans and placed them in the basket.
Then the cardinal flowers laughed and said, "See, we are the best because we are the only flowers left standing."
Finally, the child picked some cardinal flowers too.
And once again, all the flowers argued about which one was the best.
When the child returned home, a large vase sat waiting on the table, just like one of those vases.
The child arranged the pale purple coneflowers, remembering the butterflies and bees that had visited them throughout the summer.
Next came the black-eyed Susans, whose bright yellow blossoms had brought sunshine to the prairie day after day.
Finally came the cardinal flowers, whose nectar had fed hummingbirds and whose petals splashed deep red into the arrangement.
The child stepped back, looked at the bouquet, and smiled. "I have the most beautiful bouquet," the child told the family cat. "Each flower is wonderful on its own, but together they're perfect."
Suddenly, the flowers understood.
The pale purple coneflowers were not better than the yellow black-eyed Susans.
The black-eyed Susans were not better than the scarlet cardinal flowers.
And the cardinal flowers were not better than the pale purple coneflowers.
Each flower was the best at being exactly what it was meant to be. And when they were brought together, each flower helped make the others even more beautiful.
From that day on, the flowers were happy to bloom side by side throughout the summer, each one contributing its own special gift to the prairie. And so now, before you go back to your families, but your families are welcome to also come up here and help, we are going to gather the flowers that everyone has brought to share and arrange them together into beautiful bouquets, just like our child in this story. So if you want to go ahead and stand up, we'll bring a table over and start arranging some flowers.
Didn't they do a beautiful job of making bouquets? All right. We're going to take our offering now. Each week we put into practice our spiritual value of generosity as we take up gifts. Half of the undesignated gifts are donated to a local cause which resonates with Unitarian Universalist values, and the other half supports the work of the church. If you're online or prefer to give with your smartphone, you can use the QR code. For June, our Share the Plate recipient is Omaha for Us. Omaha for Us builds intentional community and creates equitable space in service to LGBTQ+ individuals and families of eastern Nebraska and western Iowa. Their community center includes meeting space, programming for teens through seniors, and various opportunities for community building. Omaha for Us also offers assistance with essential needs through an in-house food pantry, their trans-stitchin clothing closet, and support staff to help access behavioral health care. You can learn more about them at omahaforus.org. Okay, yes. If the nursery kids want to go back, we will come and get you when it's time for the flower ceremony. Thank you. And thank you all for giving as you're able to the offering.
Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright, you look happy to meet me, blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow, bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright, you look happy to meet me, blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow, bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow, bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever.
Thank you, Katie, for sharing that gift of music with us. Each week, we take time to share joys and concerns from among the members of our community. When we share the things that are bringing sunshine into our lives, we bring sunshine to others as well. And when we share the challenges we face, our community can offer its care. Okay, we don't have any that have been submitted. I'm going to just share what a joy it is to be here with all of you and to have dedicated 8 children in our service last week and have beautiful children here again to help us with our flower ceremony. For our centering song, I direct you to the song sheet for the heart of us all. Note that we're going to hear a beautiful new accompaniment for the first time today that my colleague Yuki Kumamoto in Fort Worth wrote. That arrangement is not reflected in the singer's scores, so don't be thrown by that. And Katie and Judy will help us sing this song.
Leaves blow in the wind, critters call and hide, rivers flow as rainy sands under the shelter of the trees, people in a circling, young and old and in between. We won't let go of what we know. We are all a part of it, all at the heart of it. The wonder of life, the beauty of love, here at the heart of us all. Shadows fall on land, tyrants try their hand. We could look away, but we care that all are safe. We gather up our courage now, holding fast to joy truth, centered in abiding love. We still hold on, in this we're strong. We are all a part of it, all at the heart of it. The wonder of life, the beauty of love, here at the heart of us all.
On the wings of this music, I invite you into a time of contemplation. You may wish to check that your back is straight. Perhaps gently close your eyes, make your hands and arms comfortable. After I share a common prayer, we will rest together in a time of shared silence. During that period, you may wish to carry on your own inward meditation or prayer. I'll end the silent time with the sound of the bell. First, I share with you this prayer from Norbert Fabian Čapek over 100 years ago in Prague. In the name of Providence, which implants in the seed the future of the tree, and in the hearts of men and women, the longing for people living in human love. In the name of the highest, in whom we move, and who makes the parents, the siblings, and cousins what they are. In the name of sages and great religious leaders who sacrificed their lives to hasten the coming of peace and justice, let us renew our resolution sincerely to be as real kin, regardless of any kind of bar which estranges one from another. In this holy resolution, may we be strengthened, knowing that we are God's family, that one Spirit, the Spirit of love, unites us. And may we endeavor for a more perfect and more joyful life. Amen. time of silence for your own meditation or prayer. I share with you this telling of how the flower ritual, long known and loved in many Unitarian Universalist congregations, first came to be. This telling is adapted from Sarah Movius Schur. The story of Flower Festival begins in Prague, Czechoslovakia, in June of 1923, with a Unitarian minister named Norbert Čapek. The city of Prague was in turmoil as it tried to recover from World War I. Czechs had traditionally been staunch supporters of religious freedom. But during many years of German rule, they had been forced to practice Catholicism. The people of Prague, embracing their new freedom, were trying to rebuild their community. But they were faced with widespread hunger and were lacking necessities such as warm clothes. Reverend Čapek was the minister of a new and growing Unitarian church in the city. He was known for his uplifting hymns and welcoming community. Čapek knew that during these hard times, people needed something even more special. He wanted a religious ritual that would bind his diverse community of people together in hope and care. He knew the traditional communion service of the local Catholic Church would not be comforting to many of his parishioners, some of whom had felt let down by what they saw as corruption in powerful Catholic leadership. But what kind of ritual would work? What kind of ritual could he create to help his community healing the wounds and unifying the people? Reverend Čapek looked to the beauty of nature to find a solution. For this special ritual, he asked everyone to bring a flower to church. It could be from a cultivated garden, or it could be a wildflower from the side of the road. Even a twig and leaf would be fine. As people entered the church, their flowers were collected in large vases. Women in the congregation arranged all the flowers into a beautiful bouquet. At a special point in the service, the children brought forward the truly spectacular bouquet to the front. The flowers were consecrated with prayers and hymns written by Reverend Čapek. At the end of the service, everyone was invited to take home a flower, but they were to take home a different flower than the one they brought. And they were to take flowers just as they came, without regard for where they came from or who had brought them. This was the first service of what came to be called Flower Festival in Prague and Flower Communion in some North American Unitarian churches. Reverend Čapek wanted the diverse flowers in his special service to symbolize people. Many different flowers can make a beautiful bouquet, and many different people can make a community. All have value, and all are important. The service was very successful, touching many people deeply. It became a church tradition. Now, this story also has a sad part. I don't know how many here might have heard this part. Hitler, who was the leader of the Germans that had been ruling Czechoslovakia and some other countries, his troops began to occupy Prague in 1939, and by 1940, the Prague Unitarian Church was under the surveillance of the Gestapo, the Nazi police. Reverend Čapek and his Unitarian Church were not popular with the Nazis. Nazi court records state that Čapek was, quote, too dangerous to the Reich for him to be allowed to live, end quote. In 1942, Norbert Čapek was taken to the Dachau concentration camp and perished in the gas chambers. Now, Reverend Čapek was a very good minister to the very end. He was a kind presence to those in the camp with him, and when he could, he wrote home letters of encouragement to Unitarians in Prague. We Unitarian Universalists, like so many other religious groups, have religious martyrs who died for their faith. And we count Čapek as one of our heroes, not because he died, but because he was willing to stand up for what was right and true, even if it meant putting his own life in danger. Čapek shows us an example of courage to speak the truth of love, even when faced with great threat. And Norbert Čapek may have died, but his touching ritual and his strong belief in affirming and celebrating the importance of everyone lives on today. Čapek's message lives on in this very service as we conduct our own flower ceremony. Before we enact the flower ceremony, can you hear me? Flowers. Yes, okay. Before we enact the flower ceremony, I invite you to join in a blessing of the flowers. This is adapted from Norbert Čapek's own blessing of the flowers. It's a responsive blessing, and you'll find your response line in your program and momentarily on the slide. Can we change the slide? Thank you. Your line is, bless these flowers, and I'll gesture like that when it's your turn. Let's begin. Infinite Spirit of life, we ask your blessing on these flowers, your messengers of friendship and love.
Bless these flowers.
May they remind us, even though we are different, to devote ourselves to all that is good in the world.
Bless these flowers.
May they also remind us of the value of doing and sharing alike.
Bless these flowers.
May we cherish friendship as one of the most precious gifts. May we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do our work in the world. For the flower ceremony, we'll have one row of people come forward at a time, starting from the back of the sanctuary. So I'm looking at you, John. You get to start us off. Please come down the center aisle and then return to your seat via the side aisle. And folks can begin lining up now, starting from the back row. So come on up. Oh, yes. Okay. Instruction to share. There we go. It's up there. So we're going to model this. I'm giving you this one for the We've been hearing about Norbert Chapek and using his words for our flower service so far this morning. I'd like to turn now to Maya Chapek. Maya and Norbert met when both of them left their homeland to live for a time in the United States. This was in 1914, at the start of the First World War. Maya was a working librarian when the two Czech immigrants met and married. Previously, driven by curious questions, Norbert Chapek had gone from childhood Catholicism to becoming Baptist and serving as a Baptist minister, and he was still asking questions when he met Maya. She led him to Unitarianism. After the war ended, the Chapeks decided to return to Prague and bring Unitarianism with them. Formed in 1921, the Prague congregation grew rapidly. Maya Chapek was a partner in building the church from the beginning. She was formally ordained as a minister in 1926, and the two Reverends Chapek thereafter served the Prague Unitarians as co-ministers. Stories about the origins of the flower ceremony have long lifted up Norbert Chapek's role in creating it and Maya Chapek's role in bringing it to the United States. Maya returned to the U.S. in 1940 as a result of the Second World War. She introduced the Flower Festival service to Unitarians in Cambridge, Massachusetts that same year. It subsequently spread to become a near universal tradition in our congregations. I want to acknowledge it is likely that Maya Chapek was instrumental not only in the spread, but also in the creation of the flower ceremony. Thanks to the research of a New England colleague, Daniel Harper, I came across a quote in which Maya Chapek comments on the meaning of the flower festival. Here's an adaptation of what she wrote in 1961 to Ernest Kubler, an American Unitarian minister colleague. The flower celebration is not a substitute for Easter or any other myth, wrote Maya Chapek. Its only motivation is to stress and to bring about brotherhood and sisterhood and siblinghood, the common humanity of us all. As a symbol, we use flowers because no wars have ever been waged in the name of flowers. The wars have been waged in the name of the cross or the chalice. The flowers are used as symbols of the gifts which each person can make to the church and through the church to other persons. Because of the large variety, she writes, each person is able to express his or her individuality. And the exchange of flowers means that I shall walk without reservation with anyone, regardless of his social status or her former religious affiliation, as long as they are ready and willing to go along in search of truth and service to humanity. I wish Maya Chapek's words, written over 60 years ago about a ritual first created and held over 100 years ago now, felt less relevant today. Instead, the message of the flower ceremony remains a potent one that should be heeded every day. Just this week, I learned of a couple of new ways that the U.S. government is flattening difference. It's eerie how much it calls back to that era of wars in Europe and the way the Nazis treated difference and Chapek's native homeland. Early last month, a new counterterrorism strategy posted on the White House website identified radically pro-transgender groups among their targets. I don't even know what that means, radically pro-transgender. I get the impression this administration sees any acceptance of transgender people who have always been a part of human communities everywhere as somehow radical. Mere acceptance, mere existence. Meanwhile, the President and Defense Secretary continue to make inflammatory statements about how they will go after people they perceive to be threatening to Americans. I won't repeat the details here of just what they've said. But putting those two things together, perceiving trans people and groups who affirm trans people as inherently dangerous, and promising to use the power of the state to crush those perceived threats. And it reads to me like this administration is broadcasting its plans to keep escalating into fascism. If I may paraphrase Maya Chapik, I believe our answer as Unitarian Universalists is this: we shall walk without reservation with anyone, regardless of social status or former religious affiliation, of any gender, identity, or expression, recognizing in each one our common humanity, as well as a beautiful, unique variation. And that holds true not just inside this church, but as we go out into the world and participate in society, acting in solidarity with those most at risk of harm. Can I get an amen? I'll mention one other way I've just learned our government may be reducing difference or attempting to. Earlier this week, the Department of Defense removed 180 separate religious affiliations from the U.S. military's list of religious affiliation codes. The list has gone from 211 religious affiliations that service members can indicate to just 31. Gone from the list are Unitarian Universalists, as well as humanists, atheists, pagans, and many others. One might wonder, as I did, as I looked at this list, how they could keep Baha'i and not Unitarian Universalism, given that our tradition is much larger. But then the even larger United Church of Christ is also missing from the revised list. Now, is it a coincidence that these are two denominations that promote empowering sexuality education rooted in science and grounded in liberal religious values? That among the faiths disappeared from the list are ones that loudly proclaim that transgender people are divine? Is it just a coincidence that groups disappearing from this list are ones that might assert that if Jesus were around today, he would be hanging around, not just with tax collectors and sex workers, but with immigrants and with trans people? I don't know. It's actually the case, a colleague told me, that many more conservative traditions were removed from the list than liberal ones, so perhaps we should not make too much of it. The immediate practical effect of this change remains to be seen. I know that UU chaplains will be able to continue serving in the military with that identity. Service members who identify as Unitarian Universalist, of whom we have some in this congregation, will no longer be able to indicate that to the military in these administrative categories. And it remains to be seen whether they will have more difficulty accessing spiritual care. What I do observe, there's a lot we don't know, but what I do observe is that this move is consistent with the broader erasure of the prophetic tradition that is very much rooted in Christianity. It could easily seem to be part of a larger effort to put white Christian nationalism ever more in the mainstream and move the country toward a patriarchal theocracy. That's in direct contradiction, of course, to the principle of religious freedom that is enshrined in our nation's Constitution. The reality is that Unitarians, Universalists, and Unitarian Universalists have been overrepresented in activist and liberation spaces for the entire history of this country. No matter what DOD or any other part of the federal government says, we are still here, and we are not going away. Right? I don't know about you, but the more they test the waters, which is what some of these actions feel like to me, leaders who want to drag us all the way back into some imagined past, which is make America great again in a nutshell, the more that happens, the more determined I get to hold fast to our Unitarian Universalist values of pluralism, justice, diversity, and love that scare them so much. In the end, these are the values that can set us all free. Can I get one more amen? I turn back to words of Norbert Chapek. I invite you to listen for how they might speak to our moment in time. Chapek wrote, "In the name of sages and great religious leaders who sacrificed their lives to hasten the coming of peace and justice, let us renew our resolution, sincerely to be as real kin, regardless of any kind of bar which might estrange one from another. In this holy resolution, may we be strengthened, knowing that we are God's family, that we are one another's family, that one spirit, the spirit of love, unites us. And may we endeavor for a more perfect and more joyful life together. So may it be. Amen." I invite you to rise for our closing hymn, if that feels good in your body, a celebration of diversity, number 305, De Colores. Judy is going to do the Spanish verse first, and then we will sing the English verses. Of course, you can join in on the Spanish as well. If you're feeling particularly spirited, you can join Christina and me in a parade sanctuary with our colorful flowers while we sing. You might want to stick the flower behind your ear or in a lapel button or something if you're also carrying your hymnal. De Colores.
De colores son los pájaros de
Take courage, friends. The way is often hard, the path is never clear, and the stakes are very high. But take courage, for deep down there is another truth. You are not alone, and you are cherished just as you are, whole and holy.
Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright. You look happy to meet me. Sing, blossom of snow.